Hello everyone and welcome to the program Talk Sport on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining on today's edition of the program. We saw lots of actions over the weekend. We got our first 3 points. That's talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria against Rwanda, and then we'll also try to get the second 3 points and then pray that one other team loses or plays a draw, and then we can probably, still advance, and then would advance properly, into the World Cup. That's what the Super Eagles are gunning for. And also we saw actions in the Nigerian Professional Football League, and we also saw some qualifying matches that were played in Europe as well. We saw Spain taking on Turkey, and then we also saw a whole lot of exciting matchups over the weekend. Lots of actions happened even in the Nigerian Professional Football League. We saw some winnings and we saw some draws and some upsets during this weekend's action. So we'll bring you all of those conversations and also dwell more around the conversation of the Super Eagles facing on South Africa tomorrow, as the South Africans are complaining and saying that it's not going to be an easy matchup for the Super Eagles. And with the absence of Victor Osimhen, we saw how Aroko Dare came in and then, found the back of the net for us in the 55th minute of the Friday game. We are hoping to see other actions like that again play out. This is when the Super Eagles of Nigeria were jetting off of Nigeria to South Africa to get themselves prepared and train. They had their first training section Monday night, and also they have some as well that will be kickstarting today, and also for them to advance further in the preparation and also play very interesting football when tomorrow comes. So let's start from the home front as always, as we are very big fans of grassroots sports development. 32 players for the second and Dan Musa Under 15 Table Tennis Championship. The second edition of the Under 15 Invitational Tournament begins today at the Lagos Country Club in Ikeja, with 32 rising stars battling for the ultimate prize. Organized by the Lagos State Table Tennis Association in partnership with Lagos Country Club, the tournament is designed to uncover new talent while serving as an initiative to prepare future superstars. Former Commonwealth champion Antada Musa says, now based in the United States, Musa was a household name in the 90s and remains one of the Africa's most celebrated table tennis legends. These are the people that Quadri Haruna had to understudy to be doing great things as he is doing right now, and then we are looking forward to get the likes of other Quadri Haruna. The two-day event will feature 16 boys and 16 girls selected from the recently concluded Ofunkoya Championship, with the standout talents such as Umar Ayola and Khadijat Musa leading the lineup. Sharing his excitement, Musa described the tournament as part of the mission to elevate table tennis and give back to the community, he says. So looking at this now, this is a platform to nurture and get young talents that would also make Nigeria and also represent Nigeria in the world stage. So we'll see how all of this pans out. We'll definitely bring you the highlights and the trails of this event as it kickstarts later in the day. So moving on, still talking grassroots, and now we are moving to track and field. Ajayi hits at Tokyo arrival for World Championship. Nigerian sprinter King Solaye Ajayi shared a crypted message on Sunday suggesting his arrival in Tokyo, Japan for the 2025 World Athletic Championship, which begins Saturday, September the 13th. Ajayi, who is one of Nigeria's 15 athletes to attend the championship, will be competing in the men's 100 meters. He says, Big Bird in Japan. He posted a short message via his X account. The 20-year-old qualified for the World Championship at Paris 2024, where he reached the semi-finals. He will clock 21 at a day into the championship in Tokyo. That's on the 14th of September. He will be clocking 21 years of age. And then moving on, still talking about Ajayi. Ajayi recently returned home in June to compete in the Nigerian national trials in Lagos, when he pulled out a 100 meters final as a precaution to avoid a knockout. He qualified the local leagues here, and then that granted him a ticket, a spot where he would go and also represent Nigeria. And then he has been on a very good trajectory since this year in terms of his career. Since last year, I beg your pardon, since after he qualified for the Paris 2024, the journey has been just so good for him, and we hope that he continues to stay fit and healthy. And also, according to him, he says he's eyeing a podium finish in this year's championship in Tokyo, and then Nigeria is cheering him and also hoping that he advances and does everything he can do properly to be able to finish at the podium. So moving on, let's talk football quickly. Nigerian Professional Football League. Kwara United coach relinquishes morale boosting win over Confire. Kwara United assistant captain Kabir Mohammed has described the team's win over newly promoted side Kun Khalifat FC as a morale booster. The Harmony Boys defeated Khalifat FC 2-0 in the Premier League, in the Premier Football League match day 3 featured in Ilorin. This happened yesterday. New signings Abdul Shasha, John Mark and Kingsley Obiora grabbed the goals for the home team. So looking at it, Mohammed further assured that his team will continue to work hard in subsequent games to advance further into the competition, and Kwara United rose to the 10th position on the MPFL table with the win. They will take on Warri Wolves next in Ozoro, as we see how that will pan out. Trainings are ongoing, and then the Nigerian Professional Football League is getting intense and interesting as individuals are putting their best, new signings coming in and also contributing their quota to the growth and winnings of the team. Still talking about the Premier League, Magnus hails Nasarawa United resilience in draw with Eyimba. Like I rightly mentioned earlier, we saw some wins and also we saw some upsets, and then Nasarawa United, we are the one that gave the upsets to Eyimba by making sure that they don't find the back of their nets. That's why United technical advisor admitted that his team was lucky with the draw against Eyimba in Aba. The solid miners held Eyimba to a goalless draw in a match day 3 encounter in Aba, Abia State. That's why United defenders stood their ground despite the numerous opportunities created by the People's Elephants. Magnus commended his players for observing the pressure throughout the game. He says, "We both had our playing and scoring chances. We were lucky to have been able to absorb a very strong side." Giving remarks to Eyimba, Nasarawa United moved up to 11th position on the MPFL with 4 points from 3 matches. And then this is just the upset I was talking about, on how they were able to hold down former champions Eyimba of Aba and continental champions still Eyimba of Aba to a goalless draw after they pressed and pressed for 90 minutes. But there were some things that the People's Elephant didn't do. They were just attacking in one form, playing from striking from distance. They would have switched up the play, probably like crossing in the 16-yard box and all those tappings, all those type of balls that Ronaldo plays and scores, drive from the left or from the right and then bring the ball back into the middle and then get a striker to tap it in. All of that didn't happen, but they did what they could. But the defenders of Nasarawa United stood their ground, and then they made sure that they left Aba with a point, which is what the People's Elephant had to also settle with. So moving on, Remo Stars go top after Navy Warri Wolves win in Abeokuta. Remo Stars finally gave their home supporters something to cheer about on Sunday as they grabbed a hard-fought 1-0 victory over Warri Wolves in Abeokuta to move to the top of the Nigerian Premier Football League table. This season, the 76 minutes goal by Samson Olasupo and ended the blue skies search for the first home win of the season after being held 1-1 by Rivers United on the opening day, and it propelled them to summit off the NPFL table after 3 rounds of match. In the absence of the head coach Daniel Ogbomidede, who is currently on national duties with the Super Eagles, his assistant Suleimanu Folarin stepped up and delivered the much-needed victory that preserved Remo Stars' unbeaten run. From the onset, the home side showed intent. In the second minute, Captain Olamilekun Adebayo registered the first attempt of the match with a fire strike that went straight into the gloves of the Wolves goalkeeper Vincent Adafi. Stanley Joseph then tested the visitors with a series of set piece, while the lively Alex Oyoko and Samuel Kenwe caused problems with their pressing runs, and then the first clear opportunity came in the 20th minute when Onyema worked hard to prevent the ball from going out of play, looping it back into Abubakar Ibrahim's path, and then Ibrahim picked out his namesake Ibrahim Shaibu, who could only head over the bar. Moments later, Akin Wumi and Chidozie both went close in quick succession, but their efforts was also drifted away. The trajectory continued like that until they found the back of the net and they settled for a win. So this is congratulations to Remo Stars as they are playing as the current defending champions and finding themselves back on the Premier League log now, heading the team. So we'll see how that would continue, though it's still very early to start deciding who is going to run all through. But if Remo Stars have a plan and a strategy to remain at the top of the NPFL log table until the end of the season, that means they have to always win all of their matches. But that will be very hard for them. That will be very difficult because they will be playing in CAF and also be playing in the NPFL. So there will be a whole lot of fatigue, a whole lot of tiredness, and if injuries doesn't set in for them, they would have a whole lot of concerns with their standings this season. We saw how Rivers United suffered last season. When they came back, they also struggled to be able to finish second on the Premier League log. They tried overthrowing Remo Stars, but that didn't really get to happen. But we'll see how this season will pan out. The first match of this 2025-2026 season was between Rivers United and also Remo Stars, and then they settled for a draw. We will see how this rivalry that is building up between these two sides will continue all through this season. So moving on, let's see how the NPFL, that's talking about FIFA now, names referee for Nigerian South African World Cup qualifiers that will be played tomorrow. World Football Governing Body FIFA has confirmed the appointment of Gabonese referee Perry Gansila and Tacho to take charge of the high-stake 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying clash between Nigerian Super Eagles and South Africa in South Africa. The showdown billed for Tuesday will be played at the Toyota Stadium and marks match day 8 of the African qualification series. In its appointment list, FIFA stated Gabonese official Perry will ref the 2026 FIFA Club World Cup qualifying match between Nigeria and South Africa on Tuesday. Atacho will not be alone on the duties. His countryman Borussia Mauses Amos and also Fury have been penciled down as an assistant referee 1, assistant referee 2, and 4th official represented, respectively. So we'll see how all of this will pan out for them. Still talking Nigeria, Nigerian community planned huge support for South Africans clash. The leadership of Nigerian community in South Africa has announced plans to mobilize massive support for Super Eagles ahead of Tuesday's crucial World Cup qualifying against Bafana in South Africa. The president of Nigerian Union Nigerian Union South African, Smart Mobi, confirmed the umbrella body representing Nigeria in South Africa will visit the Bonn Frontier to rally support for the national team. The leadership will also visit ahead of the crucial World Cup qualifier to mobilize people residing in the city. The chairman says the game is important for our country and we want Nigerians to come out in mass to support the Super Eagles. The Group C encounter at Toyota Stadium represents a vital feature for Nigerian World Cup qualifiers, hopes with the Super Eagles needing victory to keep alive their chance of reaching the 2026 World Cup in Mexico, United States of America and Canada respectively. So we will see how all of these will pan out as they are getting set to mobilize people. Just you also what happened in Ivory Coast. They said reports reached us that the Ivory Coast were they dominated the stadium, and again there were no Nigerians in the stadium to even cheer the Super Eagles up. Now the South Africans, the Nigerian body in South Africa, are trying to mobilize people to go cheer the Super Eagles up, because it's actually very crucial and very, very important, very integral for the Super Eagles to get to qualify. Most of these guys have not really even played in the World Cup, and then if they don't get to qualify now, it's going to be very hard in the next 4 years. That's when that chance will be given to Nigeria and to the whole world to go fight and battle for the World Cup, battle for qualifying stages. Now, looking at the age of these individuals now, they might have advanced, they would have advanced further in age, and younger talents will be coming into the squad, and then they will be fading away and they might just end up not going to play in the World Cup or representing the country in the World Cup, which would also go down in history as, despite being very great, they wouldn't be able to find their way there. But we'll see how all of this pans out, and kudos to the Nigerians in South Africa who are looking to get people to go support. And then if you're in South Africa, just find your way to the stadium and go cheer Super Eagles tomorrow. So talking about Super Eagles still and ahead of the World Cup qualifiers, the Super Eagles first training ahead of their match, as they have also landed. South Africa will be playing in the visuals of them taking off and also landing off in South Africa. The Super Eagles will have their first and only training later today. That will be happening later this evening. The section will hold at the Toyota Stadium. That will be around 6 p.m. Nigerian time. Media officer of the team disclosed that the first 15 minutes of the training will be open to media and fans. Eric Chile's side arrived around 6:25 p.m. local time on Sunday. 22 players made the trip, with Telsmatic forward Victor Osimhen dropped from the squad after sustaining an injury in the 1-0 victory over Rwanda last Saturday. Bafana and Super Eagles will do battle at the Toyota Stadium on a Tuesday. So we will see how all of this will pan out for them, and we are hoping that the Super Eagles actually make us proud. Now, looking at it now, they have obviously left Nigeria and then they've landed. They landed yesterday, but now they have time to rest, because obviously they'll be jet-lagged, and after all of that, the training will be done. So we will see what the Super Eagles now would actually want to bring to the table on how they would be, very, very instrumental, and how they would play better. For me now, I wasn't happy with the performance that I saw on Saturday. Just in case you missed that performance, you missed that game, let me bring you the highlights of that.